A little bit of the sweet potato and some of the mince as well. Oh, that is beautiful. There's loads of flavour in that. Hi everyone and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and in today's video I want to share with you how to make this delicious minced turkey curry with sweet potato mash. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make a really delicious turkey mince curry. This recipe is very easy, but it is slightly time consuming. I like to make mashed potato by putting the potatoes into the oven and then cooking them and mashing them that way. So it is slightly time consuming, but the sauce is really quick and easy, and you could make the sauce in advance and then just cook it off, and you don't actually have to have it with mashed potato. You could have it with rice or even pasta as well. So the first thing I've done is I've got myself a large saucepan and I'm going to put this onto a high heat on my hob, and I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the base of this pan. And I'm going to leave this pan to heat up, but before I go I just want to say that if you have enjoyed this video today and you'd like to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and if you did really enjoy this video then please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any questions or any comments, then please feel free to leave those in the comment section below. Everything like that really helps me out and I would really appreciate it. So yes, as I said, I'm just going to leave this pan to heat up. Pan is getting nice and hot, so the first thing I'm going to do is add an onion to the base. So I've peeled, sliced and diced one red onion. You can use any kind of onion, red or white, doesn't matter. And I'm just going to fry this onion until it starts to soften. This pan is slightly too hot, so I'm just going to turn the heat down a little bit. And as I said, I'm just going to continue to fry the onion until it starts to soften. The onion has been frying for about 2 to 3 minutes and it's started to soften, and it's also started to go a lovely golden brown colour. I hope you can see that. And then I've got 1 clove of garlic that I'm just going to simply put into the pot as well. And I'm going to fry that until I can start to smell it and it starts to go a golden brown colour as well. I squashed the garlic a bit too much, so I couldn't slice it. I had to sort of break it up with the knife. So yeah, it's a bit more difficult to see when you haven't sliced it, I have to say. But I can start to smell it, so I know it's cooking in there, so that's good. And I think it has started to go a golden brown colour. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a grated courgette and a grated carrot. So I peeled and grated 1 courgette and 1 carrot, and I'm just going to pop those into the base of my pan. And I like to grate my vegetables because I find that if I grate them, I get a bite of everything when I eat it. It's also easier to cook when they're grated as well. And as I always say, my husband and son don't know it's in there, and they tend to eat this dish. And it pleases me when they eat their vegetables because I know they're getting a lot of fibre in there. So I always like to grate vegetables when and where I can. So yes, I'm just frying these for about 30 seconds or so. You just want them to heat through, that's all. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the turkey mince to this. So I've got about 500 grams of turkey mince. So this recipe serves 4. It's my husband, my son and myself, and then I will have this for leftovers tomorrow. And I do love this one as leftovers. It is really delicious. And now what I'm going to do is just break up the turkey mince with my spoon. And I'm going to fry the turkey mince until it sort of goes a golden brown colour. The heat back up because I found it was cooking quite slowly without the heat turned up, but I am going to turn it back down now, and I'm going to add some salt and pepper to my mince, and I'm going to add some tamari, and then I'm going to siphon some of this off. I should bring that closer, that's what my mother would tell me. Bring that closer. Yes. So I've just added some salt and pepper to that, and then I'm going to add some tamari, and as I was saying, I'm going to siphon some of this off because my son isn't a great fan of spice. especially chili spices. So I'm going to take about 1/4 of this out for him and put it in a separate pan, and then I will add the spices in. So I've taken off the amount that I think my son will eat, and now I'm going to add the spices in. So I've got a teaspoon of mild chili powder here, and then I'm going to add a teaspoon of ground ginger as well. So I'm just going to add that. And then I'm also going to add in a teaspoon of ground cumin and a teaspoon of ground coriander as well, like so. And then I'm going to add in a teaspoon of smoked paprika. All these flavours really are lovely together, I have to say. And then I'm also going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of ground sweet cinnamon as well. So, like so. And then I've got a teaspoon of oregano or oregano, depending on which continent you're standing, going in, like so. And then I'm just going to mix that together. I'm going to pour in the bone broth. So I've got about 200 ml of bone broth, but as I've taken some off for my son, I'm going to add a little bit to his pot as well, and I will heat that up later for him. And I am just mixing these ingredients together. I've mixed all of those ingredients together, and I'm going to leave this on a low heat to simmer. I'm going to leave this here for about ½ an hour, because when you leave it to simmer, the juices from the meat soak into the vegetables and it becomes really tasty. So I'm going to leave this to simmer for a good ½ an hour. While I was cooking this, I did preheat my oven, and I put a potato into the oven. So the potato is cooking now. In about ½ an hour, I'll take it out, I'll leave it to cool, and then I'll make some mash. And then once I've made the mash, I will put the two together and I will try some and let you know how it tastes. But this smells so delicious right now. I've set the mince to one side. The potato came out of the oven a little while ago and I left it to cool, and I'm just going to mash it now. So I'm just going to remove it from the skin. I know this is only one potato. It's because my husband and son will be having white potato while I'll have sweet potato. They're not great fans of sweet potato, I have to say. So I'm just having this as my dinner, and they will have white potato. So all I do for my sweet potato is I just put it into a bowl and I add a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to go and grab myself a fork and I will mash this. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper to this as well. Salt and pepper to your taste. Sweet potato is quite tasty on its own, but I do like a little bit of salt and pepper just to bring out some flavours in it. And then, as I said, I'm just mashing this with a fork. And as you can see, the potato is really lovely and smooth. So when you cook it in the oven, it tends to make the potato, when you mash it afterwards, it tends to make it nice and smooth. So now I'm going to serve this with some mince, and I will try it, and as I said, I will let you know how it tastes. As promised, I'm going to try some. I keep saying I'm going to try it. And now I am. So I'm going to try a little bit of the sweet potato and some of the mince as well. Oh, that is beautiful. There's loads of flavour in that. The mince is really tender as well. Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to having this for my dinner this evening. That's how you make this delicious curry and mash, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having this for our dinner this evening, and it smells and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll be watching my next video.